Jatinique. How are you?
Hi, Felicia. I'm well. How are you?
Fine. So I just wanted to get a little information about you, just to get to know you a little better.
Okay.
So, could you give us who you are, your name, where you went to school, things like that, a little bit about you?
Yes. So my name's Jatinique Randle. I currently work at Disability Rights Florida as a staff attorney. I have been a staff attorney at Disability Rights Florida for 2 years. I started off as a staff attorney on the systems reform team, and on that team I pretty much represented clients who had disabilities at administrative hearings when they were at threat of losing benefits or were applying for benefits but were denied. And then I recently switched over within the last year onto the investigations team, and there we do investigations into institutions that house individuals who have mental illness and individuals with disabilities who have alleged abuse or neglect.
Wonderful. Okay.
I went to law school at Howard in Washington, D.C., and there I worked as a student attorney in their civil rights clinic, and I also interned at the Advancement Project on their Road Protection Program and at SPLC.
Cool. That's great.
What about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm Felicia Jordan. I've been with Disability Rights Florida for approximately almost, I want to say 7 years now. I went to Nova, Southeastern University, for law school. Prior to that, I worked on degrees in public administration and things like that, the University of Louisville. I've been working with disability in the disability community for approximately, I want to say almost 20 years now. That was like one of the first jobs I got out of law school. I started with legal aid, and I was doing eligibility hearings for Social Security and cessation cases. And since then, I worked in private firms with doing Social Security eligibility hearings, and then I started here at Disability Rights Florida as a staff attorney. So I actually worked on the advocacy education outreach team as an educational attorney, and I also did CAP work. So a lot of the hearings I did were due process hearings regarding educational cases under FAPE, and I was doing CAP cases under RSA law. Then after that, I got promoted to become a director for the Representative Payee program.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And basically, I've been doing that for almost 2 years now, and I love it. I have an incredible team, and we're able to do a lot of impact, which I really, really love.
Okay, so what made you choose disability as a focus for your practice?
Well, two things. I think one of them, I do have a young adult who is disabled with a disability, and in addition to that, it's just that to me, it's to level the playing field for everyone, and be able to have everyone live their best life possible.
Yes.
So what caused you wanting to work in the area of disability advocacy?
Well, it's always been my passion with civil rights and advocating for individuals who may not have a voice for their own, may not have the resources needed to advocate for themselves, or who may just have been historically disenfranchised, and so they need people to step in and fight for the same rights that everyone else has. So that was one of the reasons why I chose to go to Howard. And I think what originally sparked my interest, I didn't think about becoming an attorney until after I graduated undergrad, and I started teaching. And while I was teaching, I started seeing some of the issues that would come up, such as individuals who weren't given the same resources because of where they lived or because of the socioeconomic background. I started seeing issues about overuse of the Baker Act and the school-to-prison pipeline, and then from there, I knew that when I started getting angry about those issues, it was because I was passionate about those issues, and then that's what made me decide to go to law school and pursue civil rights. All right, Felicia, what made you want to become an attorney?
Oh, goodness, that was a crazy story.
Okay.
I was approximately about 6 years old, and I won't date myself and tell you what the television program was, but it was one of those police ones, and we decided we were going to fingerprint the house, dust the house for fingerprints, and I got my mother's makeup powder puff and got powder all over the house. And She did not react well when she came home, so I figured police work was a little too dangerous for me. So I watched an episode of Perry Mason, and I was like, yes, we can get people to do the great thing and tell the truth. That's what I want to do. So I actually started doing things like that. So I actually became a paralegal first. So I was a paralegal for approximately 10 years before I went to law school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did PI work, wrongful death, criminal law, and things like that. And then I actually went to law school. It was very helpful, and I really enjoyed it. So this has been my journey, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
Okay. So I have a question.
Yes.
What advice would you give to Black youth who are considering going into the law field?
I think with that, regarding Black youth going into the law field, is to understand what you want to do. This is not a career that if you're trying to just make a lot of money, or you're trying to be famous or something like that. It's superficial. Yes, there's room for that, but if you really love what you do and understand the purpose of why you're doing it, I think it'd be a very wonderful career. Mm-hmm. What would you think about that?
I would say that your voice is needed. I think that because we have so much diversity, when we become an attorney, we represent individuals, and we don't represent just one type of individual. We represent different types of individuals from different backgrounds, different races, different abilities. So I think diversity is needed, definitely needed. Your voice is needed, your perspective is needed, just so that individuals who are seeking justice, or who are seeking equal rights, civil rights, that they are getting the advocacy that they need from diverse perspectives and diverse points of view.
Oh, so wonderful talking with you.
Same to you.
All right, we're going to do lunch soon.
Nice to talk to you.
We're going to do lunch soon.
Thank you.
#Disability Rights in Black. Happy Black History Month.